Sorry, I just had to let that song finish out because it's just so damn good. But hello, guys. Welcome back. We are into the next game, and we're going to have Tricked ESPORT, by the way, not esports, going up against komornicy. If I can keep saying that name vaguely close and vaguely correct. But going to have, obviously, Tricked over on the blue side. komornicy going to be on the red side here. And we can go over the lineups for you real quickly. I can try my best at them because it's going to actually be very difficult now that I think about it. So over on Renekton, we have Nejim. I'm going to call him. Woodziak over on Elise. Owen on Kale. Easy name for me. ZD, I hope that's right, on Lucian. And Kryle over on Annie. And over for komornicy side, we have Bezel on Singe. We have Puppin. I almost said the other word again. on Lee Sin. Sorry, guys. Alison going to be on Karthus. We're going to have Imp over on Jinx. And we're going to have OP on Lulu here. So let's see how this game kicks out. Let's see how this game goes. This komornicy, they kind of walked all over their opponents last time in their game prior against Absolute Legends. And I wanted to see if that can maybe happen again, or maybe we can go into a pause, because, you know, we didn't have enough pauses when we saw komornicy play last time, so they wanted to give us a couple more. Not sure what this pause is about. Maybe one of the admins will let me know when they find out as well. Oh, I love pauses. And just to let you guys know, this is on EU Nordic East, so a lot of people have their main accounts on EU West, so they don't really play too much on EU Nordic East. That's why I guess their names are a little bit different. No, it's not KOR, it's KOMOR. I can't call them debt collectors. I have to call them by their name. I really want to see what's happening. I'm gonna alt tab out. Not alt tab out. I'm gonna put the chat on. Okay, we're going back live. Yay, fun. All right, so we're back underway with this game. Only minute 30 in. Nothing game breaking happening just yet. But I don't think this game is going to be as one-sided as we saw just earlier on over in the Departed game. But right now, actually, Bezel didn't buy any health pots. I want to say he's trying to get some early farm. I think he's going to push lane very quickly, get a lot of that farm in, then back and go buy. Because I think Renekton versus Singe is definitely going to go in Renekton's favor. Has an extra health regen on top of that. I'm actually kind of trying to fake them out at starting over at blue for Elise here. But they laid Owen going to be up against Allison here. Kale versus Karthus. And you're already seeing Kale really apply that pressure with those auto attacks. Remember, this is 4.2 patch, so the damage off that Q has been nerfed a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. And Bezel, I guess he doesn't really need those health pots. He's not really pushing the lane very quickly, but he's definitely pushing it in a little bit. Over on the bottom side, we do see currently komornicy being aggressive here. No one's hit level 2 just yet. We do see the stun up on Annie. It is available and ready to use here. But it's going to come down to what team can hit that level 3 a little bit quicker than the other. As we do have Puppin. Keep almost want to call something else. Did go for a little bit of invade. Did spot red buff as being gone, so he knows where Elise is going to be here. Hasn't got his own blue buff. He's going to have to go back and pick that one up here in just a second. Looks like he, in fact, will here. And Mazel, I still don't know why. I don't know why the audio actually tunes out a little bit right there when I go up towards the top side, but I'm not sure why he actually didn't pick up any health pots. He didn't really go for that early back strategy to really make anything happen with that. So let's see how that one goes on as the game does develop a little bit later on. Right now we do have a slight CS lead in the bottom lane currently for Tricked. And we do see Woodziak. He's going for a gank on the middle here. And Karthus is pretty easy to be ganked, obviously. Doesn't have that escape mechanism, doesn't have that large nuke that you would hope for, but Woodziak should be stowing away a little bit of jungle right now. And that should apply a little bit of pressure to Puppin. You can see at the top side that Renekton and Singe pretty even on farm. Bezel hasn't really needed those extra health pots, so I guess it doesn't matter too much in the end for him. I'm curious what he's going to buy, though, with that little bit of extra money he's able to save up. Obviously, he's not, you know, saving up a ton of money to spend right now, but I'm really curious to see what kind of build he goes. Will he go tanky? Will he go for some ability power? Will he go for tanky ability power at the same time? We're going to find out in just a little bit. Woodziak, though, fortunately for him, not able to gank that top side, not able to make anything happen. And Puppin actually going to be taking away his golems here, and it looks like both junglers will be able to spot each other. But Woodziak, unfortunately, won't be able to make anything happen, and will be forced to back away. Meantime, in the middle lane, Alison able to keep up and farm here, 27 to 25. So he's not too far behind. So doing a great job with that range that he has, obviously. Has an extra ability to farm up quite well here. In the bottom lane, we still have that CS lead coming in for ZD, as he's currently 24 to 20 CS right now. I think it's just all due to that threat of that Annie right there. Pressure that she can apply, and tRICKED doesn't really have that escape mechanism that you kind of need on an AD carry. So if that stun does land, tRICKED's in a really bad position. Can take a lot of damage, especially from ZD on that Lucian, who has a lot of burst damage throughout pretty much the entirety of the game until, I guess, way late game. And so far, not as exciting as the game we just saw with Departed. Obviously, there isn't 5 kills on the board just yet here, but Beazle did return back to lane with boots. Didn't buy anything else. Still sitting on money as well. So, still really curious to see what he's going to go for here on his side. Oh, relatively slow game so far. A little bit weird. Because usually, if you think about it, back to Meet Your Makers, when their first like breakout Polish team, they thrived on like early level 1 action. They thrived off pink wards and stuff like that. And in my head, you know, Polish teams are very aggressive, and they like to be in your face and make kills happen, you know, right off the bat. They like to get them going very early on, and right now they're playing a little bit more passive, a little bit more reserved, and I guess that's just due to what's at stake here, because you want to get into the top 2 teams. You want to have that spot in the offline qualifiers, or in the offline finals coming up a little bit later on in this year, and especially playing against some of the best teams in the world at the moment. And you're seeing Wojtek goes down bomb, or Wojtek, sorry, going down bomb, trying to make a gank happen again. But unfortunately for him, he's not really able to get in there. He's having a tough time of making these ganks really work. And if we compare both these junglers, Puppin has been able to get actually quite a bit more CS, quote unquote, quite a bit more with this 3 he has right now. He hasn't really been trying to gank. He's been trying to counter a little bit, but he's been faring pretty well here. And Bezel still has that teleport up, did actually shove a wave back out, bought the health crystal. And you can see Nejum hasn't bought yet. It's on 1,200 gold, so when he does go back to buy, it's going to be hard for Bezel to do any damage to him when that does happen. But now Poopin, damn it, Puppin. I keep saying his name wrong. I don't know why I keep saying it the other way. Just go for some a little bit of warding right here. Just try to give Allison that easier time in mid lane. Especially if an Elise comes in, you're not really going to be able to escape that one. And we can see the bottom lane still tricked. Not really trying to go for some trades here, but they've built up quite a bit of an advantage in CS, 56 to 40. And they're keeping that advantage growing as the time does pass here. And we're seeing Beazle do normal Singe things, going for that proxy Singe, going to clear out that full mini wave, force Nejum to actually farm on that turret. And right now, it's really not going in either team's favor, or at least either player's favor on that top side. And Beazle also does have that aggressive ward, so he has the ability to really spot that out. And with the early boot investment, it really makes this a possibility for him to do. And going to continue to keep this going. And I wonder if Nejum's actually going to push past the turret. I don't know what that sound was, actually. Push past the turret and actually do kind of like the same thing to him, where Singe won't really have an escape route. But right now he's about being punished for it. We do see Elise finally making her way up towards this top side of the jungle. But Beazle, I think he's just going to back out of this one now. Realizing that he's been up there for a while. He's been doing this for quite a long time. And that Wojtek is probably in the vicinity to really kind of go for a killer. And it looks like they will be able to spot him there with that ward. And they might be able to turn this one around here. No one is back at the base currently. Just buying up here. Does return back to base with Berserker Greaves. Another Doran's Ring as well as an Amp Tune. And for Karthus, we're actually seeing him pick up that Catalyst. So we'll be going for the Rod of Aegis. We'll be going a little bit tanky with that build. And do actually get Nejum out here. Bezel using his ultimate here. Has no mana left. Actually gets flashed on under the turret here. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Nejum, he does have obviously that Ignite to go for this one if he does want to make it happen. See Wojtek trying to come from the side, but Sin's just going to be too fast. He's going to be able to escape this one. But he might actually go for the dive here. He does obviously have his ultimate available, and he's not going to get the slow onto him. He's just going to use the Ghost, actually try to get away a little bit quicker. And this does allow a lot of free time to Alison to just push this middle lane. And the thing is, about diving like that, you have to be very careful when there is a Karthus on the other team. Up and going to be able to get his red buff. Actually, nice dodge on that Cocoon right there. Teleport coming in. They want to twist around on the Wojtek. So at least going to force a flash out of him. Singe there as well. He does flash over the wall, but it does land the Q. Other than to care for this, Allison gets the slow as well. Gets kicked back into his own team. We're going to see the first one come in here either way. As we see Puppin get taken down. First blood turned around on the completely Singe. Flinging Owen back in his team. Virgo just sitting there using the damage. Getting a double kill for Owen with the intervention. But that damage right there, that's going to be enough. There's going to pick up a kill off of this with that Requiem. And that is a kill going in favor. Back over to komornicy, and that was a 2-for-1 trade here. 2 kills going over to Owen, and that little bit of a fancy trade, and we saw a lot committed out of both sides. komornicy actually used that teleport to get there quickly. Wow, and he taking a lot of damage here. Flashes out of the super mega death rocket. Still has Tibbers available. It doesn't have flash out to get in there, and we see finally the bottom lane of komornicy finally able to fight back here, and they don't have any sustain, but Jinx, the harass, have been able to do. Lulu as well, getting the slows, forcing And to pop that flash, it really gives them control of this lane, and we should expect them to actually see them catch up and see us. Berserker KO. Yeah, it's for attack speed, so it's going to be going for that Nashor's too, so he gets a little bit more damage off of that. AP KO, I would say, is not as worth it anymore. Not going for that like Death Cap Lich Bane kind of build because of the changes to the Q, obviously. But we'll see how it works out. Obviously, it is early on. The Cocoon does land on a beast right here. He does have his ultimate pop. Doesn't have Ghost to escape this one, but they don't have a way of locking him down just yet. He's still running for his life. He does have 300 health left. Looks like he should be able to escape here, but Owen coming from the side. Gonna get the slow. Gonna turn this one around. Basil should be going down here in just a second. There's another kill for Owen. Making this look all too easy. In the meantime, we are seeing the rest of komornicy go for this dragon. So realizing that Wojciech was top lane, why not go for the dragon? Make something happen off it. And Karthus is so damn fast at making these objectives happen as well. With that or pretty much, it's not double damage, but it's his regular damage onto just one target compared to two here. He will be able to pick up his blue buff, will return to lane here, and does have a nice CS lead over his opponent, Owen, currently. But Owen also has his 3 kills and is ahead of him by about 300 gold right now, so not a big lead for either team and their mid laners currently. Second overpow. I'm not sure exactly what that means. What's funny is, I remember seeing Overpow, the whole lineup of a Nexus and all them, and they never played that well. I mean, they were a good team, they were a top team, but they never played like they're doing in LCS right now. And I'm actually really curious how they're doing that, or what's making them really step up. But they're doing a fantastic job in EU LCS, so definitely sure there's a lot of good Polish teams out there. And we'll obviously find probably another one throughout tonight. Maybe it'll be Future Makers if they get through to the end. Maybe it'll be Pulse, or now under the tag Departed. And Najim actually going for a little bit of early damage here, not going for tankiness, going for... I don't know, I'm a little bit surprised to see him go for that. The Tiamat, just as an early buy, obviously you can afford to build a little bit of damage. He sees Beasel's going for that, actually might be able to contest him a little bit better, or at least duel him a little bit better, and maybe force him out of lane. And we saw, with the help of Wojciech come into that top lane, they were able to pick up a kill onto him. And it helps him with his wave clear quite a bit too as well. He's doing some good damage, has some extra sustain from it, mixed in with his Q, so it's working out pretty well. We need to see Wojciech gonna spot out Poppin, damn it, right there. Instead, just gonna back away and not commit for this and he did get hit with that Lee Sin Q here. Meantime, we are seeing Beazle be annoying like it typically will be as a Singe. Gonna be countering a little bit as well on top of this, while we do see Nejum actually push the lane into the turret. And we do see the Rod of Ages has been completed for Alson now. That 114 CS, doing a fairly good job here. And actually CS seen overall. I think it's almost at that 10 minions per minute mark kind of thing that you expect to see out of a Karthus. And Bezel also as well keeping up in terms of farm. And that little bit of a weird build that he went from the beginning, just having the Crystalline Flask, no health pots. I guess it's working out. It's working out well for him. It's been keeping him in lane, and considering he's already died once, he's still tied in CS, if not winning that lane in that currently. But the top turret did go down. Nejum was able to push that one in because of Bezel obviously not being there. But I think in the end that does give Bezel the advantage, because he can just push the wave up so fast and so quickly and so far that it's going to be hard for Renekton. Well, with the teammate, obviously it's going to help out quite a bit. They're having this Hydron that comes in, but it's going to force them to have to wave clear out, and that does give Bezel obviously the opportunity with that teleport to really join some team fights here. But we do see the bottom lane, Lisa going in, looking for the kick onto someone into the backside. We do see Andy actually get stunned out right there. That takes a lot of damage. The teleport coming for Singe with the ultimate pop, looking for Sakil. He's going to throw Lucian back into the team. Lucian's going to go down, and that's a double kill coming in for the entire of komornicy. And now Owen, he's in a tough position. He's getting caught in by every single man on the other team. He's going to go down here in a second. Intervention pop. He doesn't have the damage. Actually, no intervention popped. He had it available, but didn't decide to use it. He's going to go down. That's 3 kills now total for the lineup of komornicy in that last bit of a fight. And a great teleport as well coming in yet again from Bezel right there. So my mic is got awful loud again. Ugh, I don't understand. I can turn it down a little bit more for you guys. Hopefully that helps a little bit more when we get to those exciting team fights. That's probably what's doing it, to be honest. All right, well, the bottom lane going to be able to push the turret down here. Wojciech, I'm not sure why he's committing so much time down here. He's looking for a kill on the tRICKED here, but I think he's actually just going to go down for this. They're looking to... Actually, no, he holds on. I'm not quite surprised, to be honest. I didn't expect him to really escape that one. He stayed in the air as long as possible with that repel. And obviously had his team there to back him up. ZD was there in just a couple seconds. Rod of Ages has been completed, though, for Bezel. Does have those Merc Treads as well now. Teamat still only done for Nejum here, but he does have 1700 gold to spend. We see the Nashor's Tooth now finally done for Owen here, and his damage is really going to get higher, better, Depends on how you want to look at it. As you see him attacking pretty damn quick, especially with those boots. 1.4 attack speed. Not bad. He's definitely going to be shredding through his opponents here. And he's still keeping up with that. We do see a turret, though, actually go down in favor of Trick. They do get the bottom turret, so they respawn in terms of that. They still have that 2-to-1 turret advantage currently. And they also are down about 500 gold because these last little bit of fights that have been breaking out here. And this is something that I like to talk about always when casting is if you look at the kill spread across both teams. So for the 3 kills that Tricked has, they're all on one person. They're all on Owen. Look over at the other side. 4 people have 1 kill apiece. So they get a nice spread across the team. Everyone's able to pick up the items a little bit earlier on, and it really helps out quite a bit. And you know, you look at this, if Owen dies early in a fight, like say he doesn't get his intervention off or something like that, say he gets stunned or something, then he is basically useless. Those 3 kills that just came in mean absolutely nothing for their team, and that's really going to hurt them quite a bit. So I want to see how this one does progress. When you see Nejum coming from the side, this is still wear the red buff here. Bezel trying to escape with the blue buff he just took away, and I don't really think Nejum has the damage he's going to need to take him down here. He's just going to walk out of this one. Not too worried. Dragon will be up in about 40 seconds here. Remember last time we did see it actually go down, it was komornicy taking advantage of seeing Wozniak top lane on that Elise. We're able to capitalize off of seeing that jungler. It wasn't kill traded, but it didn't matter in the end. They want to pick up a dragon off of that and really make it work for themselves. And I think he expects something is up right now. He does have a lot of aggressive wards pushed up in the jungle of komornicy with those 2 down right there, but will be able to escape this 2-man gank that is coming in here. Poop. Damn it! Pumping coming from the side. We do see Nejum actually popping his ultimate, trying to just stay alive here, trying to get the damage on the Beazle, trying to chase him down, but he just doesn't have the ability to do that. Sindra just too damn strong, too damn fat. He does get the side slash. He does get the kill in the end, though, and does at least turn that into a 1v1. I guess Bezel getting a little bit too cocky right there for no reason. He ends up throwing away his life, and an even trade across the board here. But right now, if Trick get this dragon, it's not going to be an even trade. And they, in fact, will here. So we're going to see Trick come out ahead in that little bit of an exchange here. And they get the goldie to 400 gold back for themselves. A fantastic shot right there. Shot play. Wrong game, Jason. And now Owen trying to chase that Poppin. He's going to be able to skate with the wood over the wall. But now the rest of them should be able to push down this turret. Actually, I don't know. Heartless does have blue buff, so it's probably going to be very hard for that to happen when they don't have Renekton there to be tanky. And then, of course, actually going to get backed out of this one right away. Dude, his name, Wooter, it's so confusing. Because PU is like poo, but PUP is pup. It's hard, all right? It's hard sometimes. Sheesh. I'm going to take a look at items that we see across the board for both these teams. Nejum, instead of going for the Hydra, actually goes for a Spirit Visage. Gets a little bit of magic resist, which he's going to need against this double AP comp that komornicy obviously has. And you see Sword Boots and the Ancient Gold, as well as an M2 picked up for Wozniak. See the Nashor 2 still done, but 1,500 gold to spend on the hands of Owen. And you see the Bloodthirster is a fierce pickup by ZD right there. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for that Triforce as his next buy after this. From the other side, the Rod of Ages, both done in the top and middle. Let's actually see how big the stacks are currently. That one almost done, and this one is done. So we're seeing Alzen get his Rod of Ages done. He does have a New Large Rod on top of that. So he does have quite a bit of ability power, 208 right now. That's really going to hurt when they get into these team fights, which I wouldn't be surprised if komornicy starts to force here. But with Beazle so strong, I want to say, they don't really need to make that happen. And right now, he actually might be able to catch out at least the wolves right now. We do see Wozniak actually spotted with that ward here. And he's going to just back away. This might allow for a push onto this middle turret in favor of komornicy here, and all led by Alzen. And then they will be able to get this turret down. Will we see an engage coming out Trick, though? Instead, they're not going to go for it. They're going to back away. In the meantime, Puppin going to be going for a red buff here. Versus Aurelia. Yeah, I'll call him Aurelia. Let's call him Aurelia. That's a good idea, guys. Thank you, chat. That helps out. Red buff will be stolen away, though, by Aurelia. Are they going to go for fight office? No, they're just going to back out here. Just going to spend a little bit of money that they do have. Or not. And I want to see what this game is going to go on to this, because Dragon, it has been taken. Obviously, there's been 2 down for the game now. But it's so weird is that if you have a Singe, you're expected to kind of split push with him, which Beazle, he's doing that right now. He's split pushing top lane a little bit, keeping the waves pushed out, taking away as much of the jungle as he possibly can. You have a Karthus, so you want to team fight with a Karthus, but the Karthus won't do well when he doesn't really have a lot of support. He does have the Lulu, obviously, but that's just about it to really help him out. So they want to go for like a split push strategy, but at the same time, they also want to team fight a little bit. He should be able to escape this one. Shouldn't be too harmed here. He does have Ghost Getaway, obviously. Should be fine. Yep, just going to walk right by each other. But on the other side, for the other team, for Tricked, they have a pretty good team fight composition, but they're not getting the team fights off that they want. They're not getting them forced the way they want to. They were able to pick up the objective, obviously, off of that, so it worked out in the end for them. But I think they're start forcing some fights. Maybe the next Dragon will see it. Maybe over some vision control we'll see it as well. And Beazle hasn't been able to get too much damage on that turret just yet. And Ezra, we have to give him credit. That teammate he picked up, it's working out. It's definitely paying in dividends because he's been keeping the lane shoved away. He can clear away super quick with that, and it pretty much keeps his turret completely alive here. But the one downside is he doesn't have the ability to get down to the fights if they do break out. He doesn't have that teleport that Beazle does have. Oh, Beazle, he could have came in from the backside right there. There's actually no wards. I'm sorry, there's one ward right there. I didn't see that one. Put down for komornicy, so they actually will see where he is at all times if he does come in from that backside. And still just showing up that top lane. And Beazle doesn't really care about turrets. Just doesn't really care at all. Just taking 2 hits, pretty much going out unscathed. I'm just going to be backing out. I think maybe going back to buy. It does have 1,700, 1,800 gold to spend, so don't be surprised if that Rally's Crystal Scepter does come into play in just a second here. Take a look at farm, though, across the board between both these teams. And mid lane, it has got a little bit of out of hand. Alzen has been able to build up a 40 CS lead on that Karthus. Does have that death cap now done as well. We do see a slight lead still in favor of Tricked in that bottom lane, 177 to 162, but I was expecting to be a little bit more one-sided as we went through this game. But obviously, we did see komornicy finally able to fight back and really kind of push back the entirety, or at least the bottom lane. Not to mention with those ganks coming in, really made things work. In the meantime, the top lane, we're actually seeing a gank come in off of Lee Sin. He does get the slow. They do have the red buff here. They do have Cinder chase him down. Pretty sure he's not going to escape off this one. He should be locked down here, but will he be able to pick up a kill off this as well? It could potentially happen, but he's taking so much damage right now. He's getting chipped away. Karthus ultimate coming in. Will be able to finish him off? No, it's not, but he's still going to get the tag off. He's going to get healed up here, but no, the ultimate. Where is the ultimate? The intervention, it might have been able to save his life. He had the slice and ice. He had an extra charge of it. He might have stayed alive off of that. Instead, he actually goes down. Owen keeps the ultimate for another time, and that does give him that man advantage. And Alson didn't get the kill, but got an assist, and that's all that really matters right now because he's going to start stacking up in gold quite a bit here. Sitting on 1,000 to spend, 8,000 gold total compared to his counterpart of 7,800. So he's still able to maintain that lead, even though he hasn't been able to get those kills. And Beazle looks like he's finally going to be able to get this turret down after 22 minutes in with the help of all these mini waves. He does have the Rally Crystal Scepter as well, so he is going to be so hard to deal with for that team as well. On top of that, because you have no one that can do % damage, except Elise, but hasn't built a lot of AP, obviously. Lucy's going to have a tough time because all he has is that Bloodthirster and that Phage. We do see a teleport, though, coming from Beazle from the backside. He's looking for a fight here. If he can get this slow off, he might be able to get the flip onto Wojciech or even onto someone else. He's going to try to chase him down here. He has to go still pop. He's going to get the flip. No, it actually gets stunned before that happens, and he gets taken down so low from that. Leeson comes from the backside looking for a kick. Actually kicks Owen out of the fight. Now he's forced to safeguard out of this one. And with Allison there, able to keep them pushed back with his wall, not to mention his Defile. We do, though, have Neshin come to the side, and they're fighting over this dragon. And he does have Flash Tibbers. He could open up the sun. The steal actually comes in. Wojciech flashes over the wall, gets it. Now, Annie, you still have your Tibbers, but he's so low on life. He needs to use something. Owen flashes, and they get the kill. Najum picks that one up. He's into the backside. Now we see Karthus finally go down. Najum's not done just yet, as he does finally get slowed up by the Chompers. So they steal away the dragon. They pick up 2 kills off of that. And they survive without losing a single man. Fantastic play out of Trick right there. A great smite still out of Wojciech. And that does give him the gold advantage yet again. 35.7 thousand to the 34. So Alzen was a team. I still want to call him Alzen, just because I've been doing it the whole time. Why not? Why not keep it up like that? All right, so 23 minutes in, finally a little bit of action breaking out. Some items being completed here as well for both teams. You see the Lich Bait coming out of Owen. Just to see how well that works out with the obviously the current patch that has been released last night. Oh, and actually to remind you guys, if you are wondering, Xerath and Skarner are both banned out from this qualifier because of him being released or being reworked last night. Kind of a little bit unfair to both teams to have that ability to use them. So, unfortunately, you won't be seeing him in this one. I do want to see Xerath, though. I remember seeing him back in Tenerife, and he was just ridiculous. It was so funny seeing what he could actually do back then. I'm not sure how well or how much more he was changed from that, but right now with those super lenses coming in, we actually do see Baron being started right away. They have pink ward on it. They're doing some really good damage to it. It's down to about 7,000 life. Bezos going to turn around the corner, actually charge right into this here, but they're looking to close this one out before anyone can stop him. It's down to 4,000 life. We're going to see Beazle charge straight in here. He can survive for quite a while, but they need to just turn, ignore Brandon, go from down to 1,000 health down, and we do see Woodzak lock that one down with the smite. Virgo coming from the side with that Carvis, trying to get in the middle of them with that extra magic damage he can do, but he gets taken solo from Nejum alone, and Beazle does flip Owen, and he does get the ultimate off though. He turns it around, gets the kill on the Virgo. That's what forced the Carvis ultimate to come out here. Woodzak, he's gonna go down off of that. So far it's a 2-for-1 or 2-for-2 trade, sorry, but Baron still was picked up by the lineup of Tricked, and now Andy gonna go down as well. tRICKED actually gonna try to chase him down here. Might be able to make this one work here as Nejum does get slowed up here, but a Baron for 3 deaths. Not sure if it was the greatest of trades, but a great response coming out of komornicy right there to really kind of contest it and battle them out. It was a little bit unfortunate they couldn't steal it away, and it's really unfortunate that Virgo couldn't get there quick enough to just sit in pit with his lay waste running and his defiles. But either way, coming out with 3 kills. If they can pull maybe a turret off this, it would definitely be worth it for him. But you have Nejum, who's already this tanky alligator in the top side, who's 125 armor, 146 magic resist, and sitting on about 3,000 life. And you see the lineup of komornicy. They didn't have the damage to deal with them. And on the flip side, with the stun out of Andy, Beazle just can't really survive against the damage that they are able to whip out, especially with the hands of Owen, who does have that Lich Bane finally completed. We do see the Liandry's being picked up here very soon for Beazle. Does have the Haunted Guys plus the Amp Tune for it. And Dragon, I wonder if Dragon's going to be the next bit of a move coming out of Tricked, or are they going to go for a push on the middle? Are they going to start to take some turrets down? They do have a decent team for sieging, I want to say. They obviously don't have the longest of range, but they do have the Triforce on Lucian. You do have the Lich Bane on Kale, so you can push turrets down very quickly, and you should be able to have a decent disengage from Beazle trying to run straight into your team. Erwin going to be picking up his blue buff though, and ZD bottom lane just going to be cleared out that wave and going back to a group of this team here. We do see a fight breaking out though. Beazle getting caught out. He actually pops his ultimate. Gonna be able to run away here with the help of that Rylai's, but we see the kick coming back, and Owen gets flipped right back into the team. The Blue ultimate coming in, knocks him up. The ultimate out of Jinx actually picks up the kill, or does enough damage to allow them to get this one. And Carthus are trying to run away from him, so he can't get the extra damage in, as we do see Singe still pushed up so far. Lucian come from the side. He might be able to chase him down. Beazle, he's going to go down here in just a second. He might get the kill on the Nejum, though, because he's still taking from that damage. But Lucian, he's not done. He picks up another kill. He's looking for one of Jinx. Gets that one as well. He's looking for a potential triple here, but Lulu does flash away. Would be able to escape with the speed buff. And they turn that around. 2 deaths for 4 kills. Fantastic job. And that was an engage that actually came out of the side of komornicy. Casters cast in English, so it's logical to speak in English. It's not a big deal to me, guys, but I don't really care what happens in chat, obviously, if you guys want to do that.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
ET has the hammer of power. Oh, Tori, never mind. Sorry. Thought you were talking about Trick for some reason. I don't know. Either way, Dragon will come up in about a minute here. And after that bit of a fight here, I want to see what items were picked up. I'm going to put chat on just so I can see those. Just so I have those in my head. Landry's Torment has finally been picked up, though, for Beazle, so his damage is going to get a little bit stronger now, but his survivability really hasn't been changed too much. It's really unfortunate for him, is that he's on 3,600 life, but he gets destroyed in these fights right now. And you see Aurelia just get completely shut down by Wojciech, Nejum, and ZD in the bottom lane. They're gonna be able to push this turret down. They still have Baron buff on those 2 key men over to Lucian, over onto Renekton. And this turret should be falling here momentarily. Beazle going to be try to be a little bit of a nuisance, pushing that top lane. He might be able to get a turret himself if he shoves the lane in quick enough. The Void Step has been picked up, though, for Virgo, sorry, and he does have his ultimate available, so we could potentially see a fight. Owen actually flashing, going straight for him. They want to fight this one out here. The Jinx Traps, unfortunately, not going to be laying on anyone here, but they force the flash out of him. Now he can't use that flash to get into the fights here, and Beazle going to be backing out, going to be returning to base here because they realize they need him to defend onto this inhibitor turret as it's starting to go down here. Now 28.5 minutes in, it's falling so quickly with that Lucian, with that KO combo. And we might see the inhibitor fall down in just a second here. Beazle gonna pop his ultimate. They're gonna chase him down. Let's see where he goes for, or who he goes for. He maybe wants to flip an Owen or something like that, but he's getting taken so low just for that. We see Annie gonna be taken out right away. He even used the Timbers. He got that off though. You see the ultimate come out of Owen, but he gets polymorphed up. He's unfortunately not able to do enough damage here, and now the lineup is forced to run away by Tricked here. We can see the ultimate come out of Carthus. It's not going to be enough to kill ZD, and we are going to see finally Renekton fall. And that was a 1-for-3 trade in favor of komornicy. And now they're looking for Dragon as well on top of this, but I think ZD might be able to take this one down quick enough. But he's got to do something about this. He's got to at least save his E here because this could be very dangerous if he doesn't have it. All right, let's have it obviously to get over the wall. Gonna actually just hop over that one. And it looks like we will see Dragon taken over for komornicy. So we're gonna have 2-1 Dragons in favor of them. Sorry, I think it's 2-2. Yeah, 2-2 in favor, or tied up. And Baron will be up in about 1 minute and 50 seconds. So a little bit of a risky play here, trying to go for that inhibitor when they saw the enemy team coming in. Also, not to mention, Andy just kind of got pushed really far into the enemy team. Wasn't able to stay alive, wasn't able to provide that extra support. And with that, he ended up falling, and the rest of the team did as well. ZD, though, he's picking up a Negatron Cloak. He realized how much damage that Karthus is truly doing right now. It is ridiculous. Actually, let's look at his ability power. Sitting at 437, doesn't look like a lot, but he's doing basically true damage to his opponent right now, and so it's at least Lucian. So he's forced to go into that Negatron Cloak. I wonder if he's actually going to go for that Banshee's Veil or go for that GA. I'm thinking it was going to be that GA, though. But even after that fight, Tricked still maintaining this gold lead, 51.5 thousand to the 48.5. They've been able to maintain it for quite a while here now in this game. And look at the entire lineup. Wow. The entire lineup of komornicy have Negatron Cloaks. That is really unexpected, but obviously needed here because Owen is doing so much damage. Not to mention Wodzak, who didn't even go for tankiness, but does have the Riley's Crystal Scepter with the Ancient Gold and with that Haunting Guise. Set on 2,900 life. Yeah, 2,800 life. Not that hard to deal with, I think, though, because tRICKED is getting stronger. Does have the Bloodthirster. Does have that Static Shiv. Does have that Last Whisper, obviously. But they're feeding a lot of farm over to Vergro, though, still. And this might be bad. Bezel is getting surrounded by the lineup of Tricked here. As it looks like they're actually interested in just pushing down that inhibitor turret. They are grouped up for it. They're just going to go straight for it right now. And this actually might be a little bit of a base trade, but we do see already the lineup of komornicy backing out. They realize that, crap, we're out of position. We need to do something about this. We have to stop from giving the inhibitor here, as well as Bisa going back. So they're going to have the home-guarded Cinch here in just a second. But will they be able to get the inhibitor down in time? Because they're still backing out. I'd imagine this is the fight we saw just last time. And Annie getting caught here. This could be very, very dangerous. Does get healed up, though. Vergro doesn't have his ultimate available this time. So this actually could be a fight in favor of Tricked if they do get in the right position. And you can see they really want that inhibitor. But Baron, it has respawned. They always have the potential to go for it here. You can see how hesitant they are to go for the engage. They realize how strong Beast is. He's going to pop the ghost, going to pop the ultimate, going to go straight to the back line. He gets stunned up, and look at the damage already doing to him. He's dropping so fast. Wodzak can actually repel up. He's not going to be taken down just yet. Vergo pushing into straight to the back line. He's going to have his ultimate available finally. He's going to be able to use it here in just a second, but will he pick up any kills off it as tRICKED is just surviving these fights left and right. And now we're going to see Annie fall. A double kill coming in. Jason going to chase down Wodzak. He's going to pick up a triple. Melee going to conjure, though, as you see Lucian trying to chase him down here as well as Renekton. Now Lulu all by her lonesome self trying to run away here for Nedge. As you see the flash out of tRICKED trying to chase down Lucian, but I don't think it's going to happen. He does get the speed increase, though. He's going to go down with the help of the teleport from Beazle coming from the backside, and now Nedge. He's forced to run away. He's not going to be able to escape this one. He does get flamed in the middle of the slice and dice, and we're going to see an ace come in for komornicy right there. After 32 and a half minutes, finally the first ace of the game has finally happened. And they should be able to get Baron off this. They defended their inhibitor. They won the fight. They're going to get the inhibitor, or the Baron. And that was such a close fight, too, because Beazle almost dropped instantly. Just for the stun and the burst, they were able to put down Wodzak. Dove a little bit too far. Didn't have Kel to back him up, and he got put to the back line against tRICKED, who was just able to pick up the kills. He's now 6-1-7. Just kind of a bad play overall, bad positioning by Tricked right there. And komornicy were able to take advantage of it. And he's right there. Red team has slain it. That is the second of the game now. And they've been fighting on their side of the map for a majority of this game. And I wonder, is it finally their turn to take it to Tricked? Or maybe Tricked was just kind of making mistakes right there because of the position that they were pulling off, or the lack of position that they were using. We're going to find out here as everyone does back out and goes and buy. Spectral Cow picked up for Lucian, so he's actually going to go for a Banshee's Veil, it looks like. We do see, I think the Abyssal Scepter coming in momentarily for Vergro. And we do have a Spectral Cow picked up for Lulu as well, so definitely worried about all this ability power damage. Definitely scared of Owen and Wodziak, and not to mention even, you know, Andy, who has the Haunting Guise, can still have some decent damage. I don't know what happened in chat, but there's a lot of anger going on there, guys. All right, so Dragon up in about a minute here. That shouldn't be what's fought over next, I would imagine. And I think they can just barrel down middle or barrel down towards an inner turret. They haven't been able to lock down any of them just yet. They still have this Baron buff. Yet they're not feeling intent on pushing just yet. Maybe they're trying to farm up another item or two. We do see Virgo. Probably should have his best deception done by now. And this should mean, I want to say, that they can finally go in for the push that they've been looking for here throughout the majority of this game, because they've been playing from behind for such a long time. Alright, so we see the Talisman of Ascension. This Philip actually bought quite a while ago, if I'm not mistaken, by Lulu. As well as that Bench's Veil being completed. As well as tRICKED picking up his. So, finally, we're seeing komornicy pushing past the halfway point on the map. They're looking for a fight here. One problem they're going to run into is there's a lot of wave clear currently of Tricked, and if they're going to go for something, they have to kind of die. They don't really have the ability to take turrets down quickly unless Jinx can get in there, and if Jinx is that close in towards a turret, he can get dove on very quickly and very easily. So they're just playing it safe. Bottom lane of theirs is pushing as well as their top lane, so they could just rotate over there if they want to make that happen. And they're trying to force their way. They're trying to test the water to see if they will fight for it. And as you can tell, they're not going to fight for it. And Visa going kind of straight in with the ultimate, just trying to pressure them off. He still has the Ghost available. Does get cocooned up, but not taking that much damage just yet. Has the extra regen. Looks like they're going to transition towards this top lane because they have the entirety of Tricked inside their base. They're going to have the ability to take this one down very quickly as well. And pick up 2 quick turrets off of this Baron buff. Are they going to go for anything else? I don't think they feel confident enough to dive under the turret. Under the inhibitor turret to go for kills and go for a fight. I think they want to bait out the other team into the jungle where they can really use that Karthus extremely well. If you think about it, you fight in here. If Karthus can't get in an enclosed area, when you're dead, you really won't do that much damage off of that. Your lay waste and defiles really won't help out too much when the other team has so much area to run through. So it looks like they're definitely trying to force that jungle fight that they won. Dragon, 5th of the game, I believe, going over to komornicy. And it looks like they want to make a push on the bottom lane. They have the last outer turret there, and they still have that Baron buff for a little bit longer. It's got about like 15-20 seconds left on it. And they've already seen that Tricked are going to back away. They're not going to try to contest the turret. So maybe they're going to go for that yet again here. Maybe Beast will just charge straight into his ultimate momentarily. And you can see how scared the entire lineup of Tricked is. Every time just even Beezle pushes up to like this point of the map, they immediately back away and get behind that turret. The Baron has disappeared now, so they don't get the extra regen. You can see that tRICKED trying to do some damage to the turret. Not taking too much though. They're going to need a lot more time than that, unfortunately. But no other lanes are pushing for him. Top lane's pushing in favor of Tricked. Mid lane's pushing as well. And this might be the opportunity that Tricked are looking for to get back in this game. Maybe force a fight here. If they catch Virgo off guard, if they can get a nice Tibber stun, they might be able to pull this one off as well. And we do see, fortunately for them, so komornicy going to be backing out of this one. Going to be going back to base. See how much money they have to spend across the board. Everyone has at least 1,000 gold, so they should be able to pick up an item. And that's only going to make them strong, obviously, as this game progresses on. The Baron going to be coming up in a couple of minutes. I kind of had to say that's going to be the next point. What? Okay. So Beezle going for the double Leandri's Torment, you know, because why not? I mean, yeah, 100 ability power, 600 health, not bad in the end. I would have thought maybe a Randuin's would have been a better pick, or maybe like a Frozen Heart for the attack speed slow. But he's Sin, she does what he wants. Yeah, the auras are unique between guys and Mass. There's still Eyes of Pain. They still have that same, or share that same name, so they unfortunately do not stack with each other, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, well, actually it does go for Randuin's Owen. Does sell the Leandri's, so maybe that was a mistake. Did go for the Randuin's. And now we'll have that in these fights. Maybe he's listening in. Maybe he realized, oh, maybe I should use that, slow them down, make it easy for my team to catch up here. But you see Beezle come from the backside with that teleport. Didn't even notice it coming in. He's getting dropped down to half health here. See Anna get taken out yet again. The ultimate out of her. Not going to stun up anyone here, but Virgo, very low on health. He's going to finally drop here, but Owen, he's not looking healthy. The ultimate going to come out. Owen will jump off this one, and you see the rest of the team just backing away. There's another kill coming in on Renekton, and so far it's a 2-for-3 trade here. But they still have their AD carry alive, and they still have that potential to push, and we do see Wozniak trying to stall them, trying to keep them away from this inhibitor turret, trying to keep them minionless so they don't have anything to push up with. But with this lineup that they have right here, I'm pretty sure they can just face tank this inhibitor turret and drop it very quickly. It depends on ZD. Is he going to feel confident enough to defend against this? Is he going to feel confident enough to dodge that Lee Sin Q that he's going to need to be able to do? And there's Aurelia going straight in. Going to be taking this turret up. Going to be dropping very, very quickly. But Woodzak going to be coming from the side. You see the damage already being done to him. He's dropped very low on health. Woodzak got there maybe a little bit quicker. Might have been able to pull up Cocoon and lock that one down. But they do defend him off this inhibitor turret. They are going to keep that alive. And they will have the rest of the team finally respawning in here. And we're about 40 minutes into this game. It's lasted like 4 times longer, or at least like 2-3 times longer than the game we just did prior. Funny enough. Stole away, or not stole away, sorry. Is he going to be able to pick that one up? He is going for an Infinity Edge, it looks like, with that next item. As well as tRICKED doing the same thing with that BS sword. We're pretty much at that point where it's just full item builds for every team. And the way you're going to win a game now is if you outposition and outplay each other. Laning phase doesn't mean anything now at this point. And ooh, Annie. You got so lucky right there. If Beezle knew the rest of your team wasn't there to back you up, you would have been dead, and that most likely would have been game, because these death timers right now are approaching 70 seconds. And that's it becomes really tough to defend anything. That's where the game really starts to tense up between both these teams, where you see right now, they don't want to go for a fight, they don't want to overextend, they don't want to get caught, because basically the next team that gets wiped could be the game. Hedgy. League of Legends, where the items they buy almost as interesting as the entire game so far. And Beezle coming from the backside yet again here. Does get stunned up. Cocoon does have the A-stun as well to use. And so he's going to use it for himself, or is he actually going to use it to get away? Does actually pop it to get away. Uses the stun. It actually doesn't hit on a tRICKED because he had the benches available. That was a little bit of a misstep, I guess, for Annie. And we do see a kill traded apiece so far. Virgo does have his ultimate up, but I guess he didn't want to use it right there. But Beezle still chasing him down here. Going to pop Renekton back into his team. Trying to escape off this, and Slice Knight's doing quite a bit of damage here as Woodzak chasing him down. He's still going to survive just by the skin of his teeth. And throughout all that, it would just be a 1-for-1 trade. But we will have Beezle. We'll be able to go back here. We'll be able to have those Hunger Boots return back to this fight if he wants to make it happen. And this bottom inhibitor, it's been open for about 10 minutes. But every time that the lineup of tRICKED have gone for it, they've been just shut down. They've been wiped, I think, twice. Well, at least once out of the 2 attempts for it. Chat is pretty entertaining right now. I will definitely say that. I'm definitely checking in what you guys are saying quite a bit. Alright, so Infinity Edge has been picked up for Jinx now. That is going to give her a lot more damage. 8, 1, and 9 now. She is very hard to deal with for the team. They don't have armor to deal with her. I mean, Wozniak doesn't have any armor built. Nejim is the only one with it. And all he has is that Randuin's, and that's not really going to do anything against Jinx right now. And Beezle sitting off to the side does have Ghost. We'll have his ultimate available as well in just a second here. And you see pings coming down. It looks like tRICKED just want to go for a push down middle. They're going to give up that Baron position. They're going to go for a push on this. They have Beezle out of position, but it's not really going to matter because he's so fast. And this play, unfortunately, is not going to work out for them because they've lost every single head-to-head fight out of the past, I believe, 3 or 4 of them. They just haven't been able to win this one out, and it's all because of Sin just being so damn annoying for them, being so tanky, and being able to just get straight into that back line. The thing is, it seems like he's chasing Annie down every single time. When he does that, Annie can't get in a position to get the stun off that he wants. And not to mention, with all his Banshee's Veils picked up, he can't get the stun on a tRICKED as long as tRICKED sits back. He has to pretty much sit off of. What he needs to do is not have his stun stacked, sit one below it, use the Q to get rid of the Banshee's Veil, then Tibbers, and you have the stun. Like, then you'll have the stun in there that you need to lock down Jinx for them to pick it up. But I don't know, if Beezle keeps overextending like this in some of these fights, if you stun him, you can pick up that kill really quickly if your entire team just turns around on top of him. But we'll see how these fights do continue to happen here. 44 minutes in now. The longest game of the night out of 2. But the gold lead heavily in favor now, finally, of komornicy. And I don't know. The game hasn't been, I haven't been convinced really either way of who's going to pick this one up. Obviously, with the past results from these fights, it's going to be over komornicy's way, but they're still really hesitant to engage, not feeling like they have a big advantage. And I'd say 3,000 gold, 44 minutes in really isn't that much anyways. So I think they're playing it pretty safe, and they realize what's at stake here because top 2 teams will be getting into the spring offline finals, which will be happening later on this year. And there's for 6,000 euros for first place. Not to mention those 5 Western Digital black hard drives, which dual drives. They're pretty damn sweet. I wouldn't mind winning one of those if I could, because it's an SSD and a hard drive all in one. It's like everything you could ever want if you're a computer guy or gal. It says the top team. It says when I read it, it says top 2 teams from each qualifier. So maybe my information's wrong. I don't know. I'll ask the admins after this. But Baron has been started up right now, down very low in health already. I'm not really sure if Trick can really get their time to stop it. We're not going to see a still command. They're going to give this one up here. And that's a free Baron. And with that little bit of a wall of pain, that's Nejim going to get caught out here. He's going to go down here momentarily. He does have the slice knives to escape one more time. It looks like trying to get over that wall. He's going to pop the ultimate. He's going to go down either way, though. It's not going to be enough. And now Beazle chasing them down with that ultimate pop. The Ghost used a little bit earlier. Does get stunned up here. Not able to turn this around and do enough damage they need to. And this is pretty much now komornicy's game to lose. They can pretty much push this one in. They have Nejim down for another 56 seconds. They have a minion wave here. They have the damage they need with the entire lineup. And I want to say that Tricked have to give this up. They can't fight for it. And I don't think they can really survive long enough without komornicy getting maybe 2 inhibitors down, or maybe just finish off the game. And wow, look at that damage on the Lee end. He gets taken down instantly, and they prove me completely wrong. The turret's still alive right now. It's finally going to drop in just a second to Beazle, who's finally attacking it. Owen's going to go down in a second as they do get the stun to Craig. He actually runs out of his auto attack range. He goes down. And Woods at the last man alive with ZD here as well. I don't know, the ultimate coming out. Will it be enough damage? Oh, those home guard boots going to be able to save him. And he will survive that one. But that's an inhibitor falling here. And they're just going to back away. They're not feeling comfortable. Finish this game off. I feel like they should be. But they're just going to play it safe. And Singed. 4-6-24. Jinx, 10-1-10. Those 2 players have basically been in every single kill that's happened for their entire lineup. That shows you who's really carrying this one currently. Even has Stark's Fervor picked up. Wow. Or Zeki's Herald now, I guess is what it's called. So they're definitely trying to power up Jinx a little bit stronger here. I don't know, there's not much to say about this game right now because it's at the point where, well, Jinx picking up a Fat Answer instead of a Static Shift. Selling that one, picking that one up. But it's just, there's really not much to talk about because it's, I feel like komornicy can't finish this game. They have that mana advantage right there, and they have won every single fight for the longest time. For like the last 20 minutes, they've won every single fight almost. And even with that Baron buff, they probably could group and finish this one off, but I guess they want to buy all 6 of their items. I guess they want to make sure that every team has finished their games, and we will officially be into the semifinals. Because that's what it's looking like right now. Yeah, Meth. Last game was like 17 minutes. I don't. It's just a weird game because we had such a big lead for Tricked, and yet they just lost it after that two pushes onto that inhibitor on bottom, and they really couldn't do much after that. It was really unfortunate for them, but they kind of just caught off guard, and Sin just got a little bit too fat for them to deal with. Not to mention Jinx cleaned house in every single one of those fights, getting up to 10-1-10. And now you see the lineup of Tricked actually pushing here. They're pushing into a Baroned up opponent. And they're down 1 inhibitor already. This is very, very dangerous. And you can see them just backing away almost instantly right now. And Spider will be able to clear up at least 1 Banshee Veil. Oh, they might get caught out here. This is really bad. Since he has Ghost, he has Ultimate, he has a Raz Crystal Scepter. He's going to get the slow he needs. He actually goes for the flip on Lucian, but he had the Venture's Veil up, and he actually did get taken down. This card is popping the zone. He's trying to stay alive first. And he used the Timber Stun, knocks him down here, but he doesn't have Ultimate to actually use. That is unfortunate for him. As you've seen, the backside Jinx is not actually sorry. There's the Ultimate coming in finally. Owen's going to drop here. Craig is going to chase down Woodziak, and they're going to land that Q onto him. He's going to go down here, but we do have a killing spree actually coming in for ZD with the help of Renekton here. And They do hold on to that, trading 2 kills yet apiece, but with tRICKED there, with Superminions coming in from middle with the top lane pushing, they might be able to get the top inhibitor down. They might be able to finish out the game with that 50-second death timer onto pretty much everyone across the board of tRICKED, and it looks like they're going to go for the second inhibitor. Wait for some more minions to flood in here. They may go for the finish off of this, but 49 minutes in, it's their game to lose right now. Jinx is so damn strong, full build for the longest of time now, actually trying to chase down Lucian. All it takes is a couple of auto attacks. You see right there the damage she's doing to Renekton, who's supposed to be their tankiest man on the team. And there is the second inhibitor falling. They still have 30 seconds. But instead of finishing up, now she just back out, play it safe, go for maybe another dragon, buy up items that they don't have room for, and then potentially go for the finish then. I don't know what to say actually onto that one. I mean, what is there to say about this one? The game should be over. But they didn't feel, I guess, confident enough to finish it. But we can make an honorable mention to this Lulu, though. 2-0-23. Participated in 25 out of the 29 kills. Hasn't died once. Fantastic job. That's a perfect support game right there, if any of you guys are support players out there. Been doing a great job with the ultimates as well. Not to mention keeping tRICKED alive in pretty much every single one of these fights, except obviously one. Dragon, gonna be spotted out. Gonna be killed because, you know, why not? tRICKED has finally sold the boots and picked up, oh, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, the Zephyr. There it is. Picking up the Zephyr. So pretty much max damage build for him, unless he wants to get rid of that Banshee's Veil, which he can't really afford to. And you see the rest of the team. Super Minions pushing that top lane. Super Minions pushing middle. Owen's trying to deal with them himself here, but it's only going to last so long here as they start to barrel down middle. Mosaic has finally gone back to base here. The inhibitor going to drop very, very quickly. And it looks like they're going to go for a push onto bottom. Maybe get that inhibitor down as well, or that turret and inhibitor down as well. I'm not sure, but they can pretty much just face tank this one. They're not really too worried about the mid wave. They're going to hit this one down, get a little bit of extra gold for themselves. As you see, Vergro has 2,000 gold to spend. Doesn't have everything to spend it on just yet, but does have it nonetheless. And now with the top lane, the mid lane pushing with Super Minions, they're going to go for the bottom one here. They can wait this one out. They're not in a hurry here. Well, on the flip side of that, tRICKED is in a hurry. They have to force the fight very soon here. It's going to be flooded with Super Minions. Those next turrets will fall, and they have to do something right now. This is pretty much it. They have to make a play happen, or this game will be over, and they will be knocked out of these qualifiers. Oh, wait. Lulu isn't full build. She hasn't bought anything in the longest time, now that I think about it. All right, so Owen is going to be clearing out the waves for their team in middle and top. And you see them trying to hold on to here. The Culling coming out. More of a massage on the entire back of komornicy. I think this is the final push coming. Beazle, he has his ulted up. He has Ghost Baron up in 9 seconds, but I really hope we don't see another one happen. As it will be, I think, the fourth of the game. And there's the House of Ascension used out of Andy here. A little bit of a mistake, I guess, trying to show the cards a little bit too early. Beazle does get stunned up here. He does have ultimate, though. He does have little ulti as well. He's getting dropped very low. Actually, might go down the Ignite. Might be enough to finish him off. It looks like it will be. Nation, though, getting very low. He's going to finally drop, though. As you see, Karthus fall in the backside as well. The ulti going to come out. Andy, I'm not sure if he can survive this one. Actually does survive for a little bit longer. Does stay alive off of that. And now Lucian, ZD, trying to turn this one around, trying to dodge onto Lisa. And actually gets knocked away. And look at the damage. The taser not going to be enough. Those Super Minions have overrun the base. They have the inhibitor turret falling. The last one has gone down. The last inhibitor is going to fall here momentarily as well. Owen is still here clearing out all these minions. He could actually probably pick up these kills if he wants to, or at least maybe pick up one of them. Instead, they go back to clearing out the waves. The last Nexus turret is going to fall here. Or is it? No, they're going to keep it alive. They're going to back away because they want another Baron. Why not? We're only 53 minutes in. Why not go for a 4th Baron? Just because you can doesn't mean you always should. So we've got that team to respawn, I'm guessing. And then push in for the final push. That's me knocking on wood of the game. 12-1-12 now, though, for Jinx. Pretty damn strong score. I don't even know what they're going back to buy anymore. I don't think we've seen anything picked up, actually. Let me look at the chat. Deathfire Grass picked up for Kale. Okay, so he bought something. Angels of the Legion picked up for Annie. Okay. Blade of the Ring King for Lucian. I can understand. I can understand Blade of the Ring King. Helps escape from Lee Sin when we see these fights break out again. But a Baroned up red team here. I mean, komornicy have everything in their favor right now. They have full build basically across the board. Yeah, Lulu hasn't been able to get full build yet, but it's support. You don't really have to worry about too much about that. Has the items that she does need at least. And they had to go for the final death push here. There is one more Hibber alive that has respawned. They're going to be able to kill this one. And again, I feel like if Trick doesn't fight for this, then they will have lost the game anyways. If they lose a fight on it, they're going to lose. If they don't fight, they're going to lose. We do see them finally go in here, but now she's getting pushed straight to the backside of the team. And he goes straight in the back by herself, stunning out Jinx, trying to stall for a little bit longer, but he's eventually going to go down here. Owen, he's going to drop here momentarily as the ultimate out is going to run out in just a second. There he goes. And that's going to be a very clean fight for the entirety of komornicy. The ultimate coming out. Karthus is going to do quite a bit of damage, but a double kill coming for ZD. He actually might be able to turn this one around if he can stay alive. He does have home guard boots. No, he doesn't have them anymore. The next now just going to be completely rushed down. That is going to be the end of the game. And after 55 minutes, komornicy are finally going to finish that game out. They're finally going to close it down. They're finally going to advance into the semifinals. And it wasn't the cleanest of games. It wasn't the fastest or maybe the most entertaining, but it got the job done either way, and that's the big part of it. And actually, I'm curious to see if the brackets have been updated a little bit, just so I can give you guys a verbal update on what has happened throughout the other games, which I'm assuming the other games have been finished, considering how long that one actually took. Let me go ahead and refresh the page and see if we have any new results in. We do have Lubin Shore beating their opponent. I can't say their name. Yeah, I can't say their name. They are advancing into the semifinals. They're going to be playing against komornicy here. And then we also have Departed to get the win over La Moustache. And they will be playing against the winner of Lubin versus komornicy. So I believe that's the next game we're going to be going up with in just a second here, guys. We're going to take a quick little break, get a little breather, maybe drink some water. You guys should do the same. And when we come back, I believe we're going to be showing you komornicy versus X-Reacher Makers or Lubin Shore, as you guys might know them now.